Scene I. The discovery. It started with a curious email. Michael Carter, an investigative journalist in Boston, was known for chasing unusual leads. One rainy afternoon, he received an encrypted message with only this sentence. Greater than, find Black Hollow. Not on any map, people vanish, you're the last hope. Attached was a grainy photo of a town sign, welcome to Black Hollow, Est. 1853. Michael was hooked. A quick search turned up nothing. No Black Hollow in Massachusetts, or anywhere nearby. Against his editor's advice, Michael packed his camera gear and drove toward the remote Berkshire Mountains, where legends of Black Hollow had occasionally surfaced on forgotten message boards and obscure forums. Scene 2. The road that shouldn't exist. After hours of twisting roads, Michael's GPS froze. No signal. He pulled out an old paper map, but the road ahead wasn't marked. A rusted sign barely visible through the fog read, greater than Black Hollow, 5 miles. His heart pounded with excitement and unease. The deeper he drove, the quieter it became. No birds, no insects, just the sound of tires crunching dead leaves. Suddenly, an old wooden bridge appeared, its beams rotted but intact enough to cross. On the other side, the road widened and there it stood, the town of Black Hollow. Scene 3. The silent town. The place looked frozen in time. Victorian-style houses with chipped paint lined cracked streets. A rusted clock tower loomed above the town square, its hand stuck at 3:15. Michael parked his car and stepped out. The air was unnaturally cold. "Hello," he called out. His voice echoed. No reply. Shops were open, but empty. Plates of half-eaten food sat on tables. Cars were parked but abandoned. It looked as though everyone had vanished in an instant. Michael began filming. As he moved, a strange static buzz crackled through his mic. Scene IV. The first encounter. Inside an old diner, Michael found a single survivor, an elderly man named Elijah Griggs, huddled in a booth. "You shouldn't be here," Elijah whispered. "They watch outsiders." Michael pressed him for answers. Elijah trembled. "Greater than, we used to be a mining town. In 1874, they dug too deep, found something, alive. They sealed it below, but it cursed the town. Every few decades, it awakens. People vanish. Only a few remember." Michael asked why Elijah stayed. "Greater than, someone has to warn them," Elijah said. Suddenly, Elijah froze, eyes wide. "Greater than, they're coming." Scene V. Shadows in the fog. Michael heard the diner bell jingle. Figures moved outside in the thickening fog, shadowy silhouettes, their faces blurred and featureless. Elijah clutched Michael's arm. "Greater than, don't let them see you." But it was too late. One of the shadows turned toward the diner window. Its head cocked unnaturally. Michael felt an overwhelming pressure in his skull, a voice whispering inside. "Greater than join us." Elijah shouted and threw a salt line across the doorway. The shadows hissed and retreated. Scene V. The town's secret bag in Elijah's home. The old man explained the curse. "Greater than, Black Hollow sits atop an ancient gate. Not to hell, but somewhere worse. The deep ones feed on life. They mimic us, but take the originals below." Michael recorded everything. Elijah warned. "Greater than, if you hear bells at 3:15, run. That's when the gate opens." Michael resolved to stay until then to capture the truth. Scene 7. The bells toll. At 3:15 a.m., the clock tower chimed. A low rumble shook the ground. Michael, hidden in the church belfry, filmed as the town square filled with fog. Shadowy forms emerged, dragging townsfolk from their homes. Their victims screamed silently, eyes glowing faint blue before vanishing into the mist. Elijah fought back with ancient words but was seized mid-chant and pulled into the fog, leaving only his rosary behind. Scene 8. Escape attempt. Michael sprinted to his car but the bridge back was gone, submerged in black water. Desperate, he followed a faint signal from his satellite phone toward the old mine entrance, now eerily lit. Inside, walls pulsed like living flesh. The deeper he went, the louder the whispers became. "Greater than stay forever, become one." Michael stumbled upon a cavern where bodies hung in midair, faces twisted in horror. At the center stood a colossal entity, vaguely humanoid, covered in writhing tendrils. Its single eye opened, locking onto him. Scene X. Confrontation. The entity spoke in a chorus of voices. Greater than you seek the truth. Join us, or be erased. Michael resisted, filming everything. He hurled a vial of Elijah's protective salts, temporarily disrupting the entity's hold. Seizing the moment, he grabbed an old miner's journal and fled as the cavern collapsed. Scene X. The aftermath. Michael woke in his car, parked along a normal road. The bridge was intact. Black Hollow was gone. No trace remained. Back in Boston, he reviewed the footage. It was corrupted, static and unintelligible. But one frame showed a single word carved in stone. Stay away. Michael published his story online. It went viral, sparking a frenzy of theories. The government denied the town's existence. Weeks later, he received a final email. Greater than, you looked too deep. Now they know you. In the reflection of his laptop, a shadow stood behind him. Fade to black.